खाना मैं गाड़ी में खाता हूँ, सोता हूँ गाड़ी में हूँ, तो आई स्टॉप साइनिंग पिक्चर्स.
Every time he goes to a girl's wedding, he cries.
He's a never-ending case study.
He's getting a child day by day. He's becoming more of a child day by day. How wonderful to see you. How fabulous to see you. Very good to see you. हम लोग आपको गोली बुलाते हैं. I have always called you Goli, which is short for Gopal Bedi. तो Gopal Bedi, how did he become Ranjit the rapist?
Why you had to call me the rapist and all that in my introduction, Bharti? Anyway, that is what I have been paid for all of my life.
Right.
Gopal was my real name, and I was a footballer and I was a goalkeeper, and that was in Delhi. I used to play for Frontier Club and for my college also, Hindu college. So being a goalkeeper, everybody started calling me Goli. So when I came to Bombay, that time it was Bombay, now Mumbai.
Right.
My friends at that time also, I made some friends in the very early stage of my arrival in Bombay. So this name Goli
It stuck.
it got stuck, like Feroz Khan, Sanjay Khan, they were my regular meetings, Dutt Saab, Sunil Dutt.
Right.
So Goli was the introduction. So Goli went on. So one day, when I had signed Dutt Saab's pictures, Reshma Aur Shera, that was my first film which I signed.
Right.
But Sawan Bhado came earlier.
Right.
In that picture, first my name was announced as Gopal, And once myself and Dutt Saab, we were going to Jaisalmer from the location, which used to be 2.5 hours drive, to get in touch with the civilization.
Right.
So he just asked me, I don't know how. He said, यार तुम अपना नाम फिल्मी नाम रख लो. तो आई सेट फिल्मी नाम. कहते ये देखो मेरा नाम बलराज है, तो सुनील दत्त, दिलीप कुमार, यूसुफ खान है, राजेश खन्ना, जतिन है, ऐसा कोई नाम वाम बताए मेरे को. तो मैं दत्त साहब आप ही रख दीजिए ना. And he was like an elder brother to me. He gave me a lot of love.
Right.
I never got any break through him, but there's a lot of love. That was more than a break.
Right.
And he asked me which letter you like to have. I said just like that. I said R. So Dutt Saab, while he was on the wheel, he was driving, and he said, how do you like Ranjit? For a moment I was, little silent, because I had read about Maharana Ranjit Singh, who was a great king, all that. So I said yes. So then we reached Jaisalmer, and he informed his office कि गोपाल का नाम पब्लिसिटी में as रंजीत आना चाहिए. So that's how my name
became Ranjit.
Ranjit.
Okay, great. So actually, Sunil Dutt was behind changing Gopal Bedi Gopal to Ranjit.
That's up, yeah.
Okay. And how did
And I'm thankful to God,
Yes.
थोड़ा चल गया तो दत्त साहब को भी यहाँ जी मैंने नाम दिया था, नहीं तो नाम खराब कर दिया. So that was,
He must have been very proud that the boy he christened Ranjit became so famous afterwards. Yeah. You said you didn't get a break from Dutt Saab, but you acted in Reshma Aur Shera?
But that you won't call it a break.
Right.
It is a very small role. I played Vaidaji's brother, and break is like where you have something to do.
Right. You make an impact.
That is what
So that was Sawan Bhado.
So the Sawan Bhado was also a small role. There also I played Rekha's brother.
Okay.
Lethargic guy and all that, nothing. So that was the dummy initials, and break is when you're like a hero or a main villain, or at that time I was not a villain. So break is known as the picture is based on him or her.
Right.
That is a break, according to me.
So what would you say was your breakthrough role which made you Ranjit so famous?
My first film, Sawan Bhado,
Okay.
was a hit. You see, when you have a hit film at your back, even small characters like comedians, like even a junior artist is noticed.
Right.
So that's how you become popular. But then I had a grey shade role in Sharmili.
Correct.
That was my third film,
Right.
and there I had some like a scene, molestation scene and all that. So then I started here and there, no TV, no like television, cameras and all that. We used to have press. So the press started mentioning me as new villain arrives in this, something like that.
Okay.
So I kept on. So Sharmili gave me that shade.
Okay. So was with Sharmili, I think you started getting famous and getting a little stamped as the villain who's famous for rape scenes.
Rape scene or a ruthless sadist, that kind of film. There are some pictures of small roles. I come with small roles, like Rampur Ka Lakshman, like Vishwanath, like some pictures, and every picture I was noticed.
Right.
That's why I became wanted. And people started recognizing me, and some pictures ran very well. Like Sharmili was also a Jubilee film.
Yes.
So, and I had not gone to any acting school or Pune Institute. When I came to Bombay, the Pune Institute boys and girls were dominating, everywhere.
Yes.
So, and I don't know, I never had any kind of a fear or something, or how to make a career and all that. So, I had good physique being a footballer and all that. So I used to wear lace shirts and all that, see-through, and my buttons open. I just to wear some lockets or something. So that became a style. People started relating me to that, open buttons and all that. Till today,
Okay.
people have sometimes they mention.
Goli, nobody will say this, but you are 80 years old. You turned 80 in 2022. Am I right?
80, 81 running now.
Yeah, I mean, you and Amitabh Bachchan were born in the same year.
Yeah, he is
He
1
also
month
turned
younger.
80. He's
1 month younger
than
to
you,
me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
right. So, 80, touchwood, still going strong. And how do you feel at 80?
Nothing. I don't consider myself as 80. Chalta hai life mein, as far as my limbs are moving, I am moving. Like I am grateful to God, and then the upbringing, and actually this is I give credit to my parents. Oh, माँ के हाथ का खाया पिया जो कुछ it's the balance in me. So I'm still going okay. I'm a villain, known as a ruthless, crude, and all that,
Yes.
which I'll tell you a little later. The incidents used to happen in my personal life also. I am a social drinker. I don't enjoy drinking. If it's freezing cold, I won't ask for any drink. I'm strictly vegetarian.
Right.
I don't know the taste of mutton. I don't smoke. Everything opposite my image.
Screen image, yes.
The
You
cigars.
also
and
live in a
hookah.
beautiful house. I mean, it doesn't even look like Bombay. We must.
Yeah, yeah.
Nothing
Always,
resembling a villain's den, really.
Yeah, I used to have a den before, and I had put a placard there, enter at your own risk.
That was just you.
And this is,
living
I
up
love
your
it,
image, yeah.
I grow vegetables, I grow plants, I'm busy with them.
Yeah.
I never feel lonely or something like that,
You have to tell me about this, you're being a vegetarian.
Yeah.
Because nobody will believe कि Ranjit vegetarian hai.
Yeah.
And you married Nazi, who I remember once when you just after you got married, you told me that she was even, one of those who was ready to ring.
No. After marriage, she told me, that she was a staunch non-veg.
Okay.
She told me that she used to catch the kitchen in her toes.
Huh.
I'm
Between
saying
her toes.
between her toes, and just break the neck.
Neck.
I said, yeah, after marriage I was, for fun, I said, darling, you sleep in another room, I sleep in another room. Pata raat ko bundi pakad ke tadak.
I loved non-veg food, and I realized that I could not digest non-veg food at all. It was giving me problems. So I said, now this is something like smoking cigarettes. If I have to give it up, I'll have to give it up completely.
Right.
So I took a mannat and I gave it up. But when I was expecting my kids, I again got the urge to eat it, and I said, okay, as a mannat also says, if mannat or no mannat, if you're expecting kids and you get the urge, have it. And both my kids are ardent non-veg eaters. And believe me, those months during the pregnancies, I could digest it perfectly. But immediately again after, I said, okay, let me just see, I couldn't digest it any longer. So it's nothing to do with him.
Got a lovely wife.
Yes. And lovely
She's
children.
she's lovely. He gave me two lovely children also.
That's right. Yes.
And I feel very proud. My son's one picture is released, and I feel so proud that he didn't make me feel embarrassed or make me feel worried about his career and all that kind of stuff. Of his own, he signed this picture and he did what role, he never told me. Once or twice I asked, but he was shying away. Papa, you see the film and all that kind of stuff, whatever I'm doing, I won't let you down,
Right.
something like that.
Right.
So I really felt, because all the parents, star kids, they are, introduced in the movies, and people, if one cannot afford, he used to buy or take loans or something, liabilities and all that.
Yeah.
So I'm very proud of him. He was racing before, also, the same thing. So God has been very kind. They are very sorted kids. I have a daughter also. And
Let's talk about Jiva. You just talked about his film. So we are talking about Govinda Naam Mera.
yeah, that's the only.
in which he had a very, very sweet role of a druggie, of a
Yeah,
junkie. Yeah.
Which I got these kind of roles maybe after 10 years, I think.
Right.
The first film, and I was a little worried,
That too,
because I was worried only कि यार, when you see other star kids and all that, so when they speak and when their dialogue delivery and all that, so I was worried कि I don't know will he be able to act or not, because I never saw him going and enjoying theatre or anything like that. So when I saw the film, I was really very happy, Bharti, and now I'm totally relieved. I know that even later on also he will perform better, he will keep on improving, and people have loved him in this, whatever role he did, and I am proud and comfortable now.
He was very happy that you actually found your.
Indeed, and I think it was a bonus for him because it turned out to be films. And for him, he's a very simple person, and his understanding is that acting and the film industry is what's given him and his family all the securities and foundation one would ever need. Today, my sister and me are able to pursue our passion and dreams only because of the freedom of failure that we have. Today, if we fail, we can just get up and try again. A lot of people don't have that privilege. So that's something which the film industry has been able to give my father, of course, with his efforts. So for him, it's always been that I want my kids to have that security and take that security ahead. So he always felt the film industry would be something that I should approach. But he's been extremely, extremely kind to never force that onto me. There would be like sneaky.
When we was just before we did this interview, you were talking about the light on your right side, or which is your side, etc. So can tell me something about it. Is this something that your actors always are aware of? Light
see
and
all
kaun se
these,
side pe hona
see all
chahiye.
these stars, big stars I'm talking about. Say for one picture we were doing, where Sharmila Tagore was there, Dharminder ji was there, and Sanjeev Kumar was there. So Dharam ji's angle is always there. Rishida told me कि धर्म का एंगल हमको इधर से लगाना पड़ता है और संजीव का इधर से लगाना पड़ता है, शर्मिला का इधर से लगाना पड़ता है. तो लेफ्ट राइट एंट्री में उनका होता है ना, एवरीबॉडी डजंट हैव द सेम फेस, लिटिल बिट हियर एंड देयर, एंड दिस शर्मिला जी हैज अ डिम्पल और समथिंग लाइक दैट. तो शर्मिला जी का बोले प्रॉब्लम होती है, अब इसकी एंट्री इधर से लो तो उसकी भी लेनी पड़ती है, तो क्या करें, वी हैव टू मैनेज। तो संजीव कुमार वेरी ही वाज फनी मैन आल्सो, अरे भाई किधर से भी ले लो, मेरा तो फ्रंट भी खराब है।
अच्छा, so while Dharamji and Sharmila ji, they were had their problems.
They
with
were
which side to
conscious
take.
because
Yeah.
they were very conscious. ऐसे मजाक होते थे, but they knew what is good for them, which I
Right.
learned from them, later on.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah.
You directed a film also, isn't it?
Yeah, I produced and directed a film. I wrote 80% also. Because, what happened, there was a time I had about 80 pictures on the floor. 80, I was
80
almost.
pictures you were acting
1,
in.
2, 3, it's not a small role, big role, 80 pictures on the floor, and I was working with all these top stars. Rajesh Khanna, Dharminder, Sunil Dutt, Rajkumar, you name any actor, Rishi Kapoor, Ranbir Kapoor, Sanjay Khan, Feroz Khan, and all that. Amitabh, so many pictures I did. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So, what happened? Most of my scenes were molestations, pulling saris of heroines. तो मैं मजाक में बोल ही देता था यार. I did one picture. Maushmi was wearing black saree. The same. You take some footage left. Waste footage होती है. So you use that only. Black saree. So I was once fed up, doing the same thing. Once I asked myself कि मैं किसके लिए इतना काम करता हूँ. My mother had come. I told my driver कि उसको एयरपोर्ट छोड़ देना. वो वैसे गई तो my father fired me कि that is why we don't shift to Bombay because your mother had to go in a taxi to the airport and all that. Which I had left the driver at home, but he started, somewhere, drinking or playing cards with all these film people live around. तो उनके जो ड्राइवर्स वगैरह होते थे उनके साथ बैठ गया वो. So then I realized if I don't have time, Bharti, I always honor my commitment. And all the heroes, they used to have late nights and drinking and all that.
Right.
And they used to call me a Pandit. Pandit ke liye cold coffee lao, milkshake lao and all that kind of stuff. And this house, somewhere some heroine is like cooking parathas, like Reena Roy making parathas, Parveen Babi giving drinks, Maushmi used to make bachi and all that.
Right.
So we used to have fun. They all used to pack up, come to my house because there were no ladies, there were no elders, it was a bachelor's house and staff was there to look after, the bar was down only there. So they used to feel comfortable. Those days there was no fashion of going to clubs and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So they found it, comfortable place without any inhibitions and all that kind of stuff. So they always used to be there, comfortable. And I used to work day night because I had to adjust my dates with them. They would come 9 o'clock shift at 1 o'clock. और उनका काम खत्म होता था, मेरे को करना पड़ता था. फिर काम खत्म नहीं होता था, फिर उनको मुझे एडजस्ट करना पड़ता था. तो इट्स आई स्टार्टेड shift wise. I didn't want anybody to suffer. So okay, I'm a villain. I make my entry and I request the director or the dance director or whatever it is. I'll come and finish your job. So like that, the shift started.
Right. एक ज़माने में you were doing 5 to 6 shifts in a day.
More than that.
Yeah.
More than that. Bharti, every day I used to shoot in Bangalore. Used to catch a flight at 6 o'clock. Reach there in 2 hours. Stayed on the set. We used to shoot in the palace. There was a big producer, S. Ramanathan was there.
Right.
That's the first time that palace gave permission to shoot.
Okay.
So he made the big films also later on. And then every day I used to go to Srinagar. Catch a flight in the morning. Srinagar reaching via Delhi. By 10 o'clock, 10:30 I am on the set in Oberoi Palace. And shoot there, catch a 4 o'clock flight in the evening, come back. Same day. It is like only by toothbrush, that is also with my makeup man.
Yeah.
Their company's dress, they are also company's dress. I was in the world dress moving around here and there,
Right.
So, and one more, which I cannot forget. I was doing a film where Sanjeev Kumar was hero. Yogita Bali and some other heroine had come from London. There was Haji Mastan, you know, his picture. So the work was not finished. My dates were finished. So what to do? They shifted the location to Mulund Janjira. Mulund Janjira is on way to Goa, 6.5 hours drive from Bombay, those days. अभी हाजी भाई मेरे को बोले वो संजीव कुमार उधर सिगरेट रख के इधर गोली कर दे यार, नुकसान हो जाएगा, आ जाना यार. तो पता लगे 6 घंटे में महबूब स्टूडियो से ड्राइव करके रात को 11:30 आई यूज्ड टू रीच देयर, शूट टिल 2:30, कम बैक टू स्टूडियो, सेम studio in the morning and shoot there.
Okay.
So I've done work like that.
Right.
And I'll tell you one, I cannot, I'm sorry, I lost my father suddenly.
Oh.
We were playing darts and he had his dinner and all that. I was making my schedule of
He was here in Bombay?
Yeah, I had called them. I managed to
Get your parents
them here.
Okay.
I sold the house without their permission, Did the
money
deal.
deal.
Otherwise they were not coming.
Uh-huh.
I said I've done the deal, ये वो paper ये वो, तो आप sign कीजिए. You are coming with me as it is.
Okay.
Leave everything. So I brought them. They were very happy. And my daughter was 6 months, and my father used to carry her photograph in the pocket. And they were having, they adjusted. My mother was also little jovial. She made her own circle.
Right.
They were comfortable. So one evening, I just lost him within 2 hours. He was there, he had dinner, and I was downstairs with my unit discussing the next schedule. So I just went up to get something. So in the room, he was having some jaljeera, I don't know, pudin hira, something. He was feeling gas problems, all that, chest burning. So then I said I'll call the doctor. So a family doctor was called. He just felt the pulse and something wrong. He called for the ECG. Then we took him to the hospital. Cutting short, after 2 hours he was not there. He didn't, want to live with the help at this thing, being a heart patient.
Yeah.
Maybe he never responded. He was healthy looking and all that kind of stuff. So I had to go to Hyderabad for my schedule. I never knew I'm going to lose my father.
Right.
I lost him, and I was full of energy, When I realized that my father is no more, I was like a dry leaf, I totally drained out and all that. And then I told my wife, I said, look, I had my relatives from north who had come after the news. I said, don't tell anybody. My father has never been accused of anything. Never, ever. His relatives or whatever it is. I don't want anybody talking like this, ki Ranjit's father died, we also died, yaar, our set was broken or something like that. So he will be accused, in a way.
That's right. Indirectly.
Indirectly. So I took a flight 6 o'clock in the morning, went to Hyderabad, and there in that picture was Shatrughan Sinha, Sridevi and Sunil Datsa. So that was also important. So I went there. I used to haul in the makeup room. Then I used to have chilled soda to wash my face and dry. They used to knock my door of the makeup room. Sir, shot is ready. Aata ho. There I go there, giving that villain shot and all that, laughing also. Then cut it, I'll come back. So they took my shots, close-ups and mid shots and combined it a bit. So they could finish the set. In the evening I came back to my relatives. They were thinking that I must have gone to some lawyer for some will, and because I had my 2 brothers and younger sister. So anyway, I did have to explain, but I was happy that I finished their work.
That's right.
Then they used my duplicate. So this is how the life was, So you coming back to that point of your why
Making a film.
80 films on the floor. So I said, why I'm working? साला खाना मैं गाड़ी में खाता हूँ, सोता हूँ गाड़ी में हूँ, ये है वो है सब कुछ. So I stopped signing pictures. मतलब I won't accept any film. So people, and then I started, I'm not a writer, but whatever you see in life, experience and little imagination, something concept change करके you cook up a story. That's how I think the stories are written. So a storyline was made, and I was totally involved in it, and I finished that film also. I made it. It
With
was
Vinod Khanna and
called, yeah, it was called Kiske Liye, because that was my first sign of getting motivated to make a film.
Right.
किसके लिए काम कर रहा हूँ. तो ये couplet I had written, you know. I'm not a poet or anything. किसे मालूम है ये दुनिया बनी किसके लिए, क्या पता आया है इंसान यहाँ किसके लिए, किस्मत हर घड़ी बदलती है मगर किसके लिए, ज़िंदगी भर का ये अनजान सफ़र किसके लिए. डोंट नो, यू डोंट नो सुनामी आने वाली है कि क्या होने वाला है, बम गिरने वाला है, ये कोविड आ गया एंड ऑल दैट. सो किसके लिए वाज दैट. So then later on I completed my film with Vinod Khanna, Kimi Katkar, Farah, Amrish Puri. Kimi Katkar's role was actually Nazi, my wife was supposed to do. That's how I met her.
Okay.
And then my parents liked her, they wanted me to marry her. So we preferred to get married and then not continue working in the films.
Okay.
She was happy behind the camera, looking after everything, you know, other
Production.
affairs,
Right.
finance, because I had signatory authority and all that.
Right.
So I made the film and I enjoyed the making, and the film was recommended to the members of parliament.
Okay.
So it was coming out of a villain,
Okay.
ruthless villain, produced and directed by Ranjit.
Right.
Sexy man Vinod Khanna, hero. Sex bomb Kimi Katkar.
Right.
They were expecting, and Amrish Puri, and they were expecting a film with violence, with vulgarity, or whatever is a double meaning dialogues.
Right.
So they all were shocked to see that film, and I was happy that the film was released everywhere. So I was not a businessman. Otherwise, I would have asked them, "Ki you want me to send the print to the members of parliament? I want to show to the world, manipulate tax exemption and all that." So I didn't bother. I said, "Bana diya." I didn't send my print also.
Okay.
So I enjoyed. Then I made another film. There is short span of time, but that was also released everywhere. I didn't lose money, or nobody lost money. Gajab Tamasa. That is was with Rahul Roy and Anu Agarwal, and then how. Anyway, I don't.
And then you decided that you were better off as an actor than as a filmmaker.
No. I was going to launch my third. I had already
Okay.
decided the name of the film, and the script was all ready and all that. And then I got stuck with a project which we were making, and it was very fascinating. I wanted to make a residential school,
An IB school.
IB curriculum,
Yes.
at my farm.
Right.
I didn't want to make a resort or a club or something like that. So maybe my grandfather was principal of Hindu Sabha school in Punjab. So maybe because of that, I wanted a good school with good sportsmen coming out of it. And I'd done a lot of spade work also. I've seen India's every residential school.
Right.
So
I remember those days. You had a principal flown down from
Yeah.
you had an
So
English
then,
principal, yeah.
then we had Nazi had already. She was the authority final, because my land was agricultural land, so I wanted to convert into a commercial land, because I didn't want people कभी कॉल लेटर ऑन जी स्कूल बंद हो गया उसमें तो एग्रीकल्चर लैंड पे उसने स्कूल बना दिया. आई डिडंट वांट एनी थिंग रॉन्ग कनेक्टेड विद मी, यू नो. Till today I get a lot of films, but because of this nudity, vulgarity and language abuse, they call it real cinema and all that. I don't want to do that, That's why I would have done some series or something like that.
Web series, yeah.
So I don't want to connect myself with that kind of vulgarity.
So,
of course I had roles.
Going back to your school?
So
That
that
didn't work
something went, but it didn't happen. Maybe for the good.
Okay.
And no regrets. Abhi kya kare? But I think my name was not spoiled. It was not ready We had not asked for any admissions, but the teachers and everybody was inducted and all that kind of stuff. Anyway,
So you sank a lot of money into it.
yeah, chalta hai, ठीक है, no problem. But I gave it up. I sold that,
Okay.
everything, I
Right.
didn't want
And
to.
you came back to acting.
And then I got offers from TV.
Right.
And when I was making my film, when I was refusing films, most of my producers and directors, they had taken me for this thing कि he doesn't sign movies and he doesn't want to, चलो किसी और को ले लेते हैं and all that. So I was not that desperate. Also busy था थोड़ा कुछ स्कूल में या किसी में other activities. So I got offer from TV. This was first show was बात बन जाए by Zee TV. There's some famous person, Krishnamurthy, some corporate is there. His wife had written the novel.
Okay.
V. Krishnamurthy, some name is there. He's into this computers and all that.
So
Infosys. Yeah.
Sudhamurthy.
Yeah, she had written
Yeah.
the novel.
So Narayan Murthy's wife.
Narayan Murthy,
Yes,
sorry,
that's right,
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't read paper, I don't see television, I don't see
Doesn't matter.
movies.
It doesn't matter.
I'm sorry. So, and it is so many years ago.
Okay.
And for that film, I would have kicked the bucket because on the 9/11 happened, na?
Right.
I had gone for that shooting.
Okay.
So I was to give a shot coming out of the building in the
Okay.
morning.
Where?
US.
You were in the US when 9/11
I was
happened?
9/11, I was there.
Oh my God.
And the shooting was kept in the morning.
Huh.
I being a film actor, so
Huh.
they agreed to me. I said only one shot coming, sitting in the car and the going, So I'll come little late. We were staying in New Jersey.
Okay.
तो यार तुम कुछ और काम कर लो यार मैं बाद में आता हूँ.
Okay.
It was just like that.
Your
Otherwise,
destiny.
Destiny leads.
Right.
Otherwise अभी मेरी भी फोटो लगी होती है all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because morning में ही
Of
हुआ ना
course, it
वो.
happened in the morning.
And
Yeah.
I got calls from India. So they said, you know what has happened? And I said, what has happened? And they said, switch on the TV. The TV देखा तो aeroplane going into the building.
Right.
I said, yeah, I've seen this building. Why are you bothering? I've seen this film. True Lies was there, one picture in English. So plane goes into the building.
You thought it was you're talking about a film. Okay.
So बोले, it's really it has happened. Then suddenly all that tension was on that.
Oh, so you were right there where the action.
I
where
was
that
supposed to be there for the
Okay.
shot. The unit would have also died.
Right. Yeah.
They were big camera member,
Correct,
everything to
correct,
collapse
yes.
down. No
Right,
time.
Right.
Hardly
Yeah.
any time.
Correct. So even the unit wasn't there because you had not.
So they
Yeah,
thanked me later on,
I'm sure.
cancelling the shooting.
Yeah, right. So you did television here like Baat Ban
So
Jaye.
Baat Ban Jaye was a comedy.
Right.
So from there, people started feeling, yeah, I was a better comedian than
Okay, then just
than a villain and all that kind of stuff.
Okay. When you look back on the 70s and 80s, where the distributors always wanted a rape scene, and
Yeah.
you were called Ranjit the rapist because you were pretty good at it.
Was I?
Today, I suppose on screen you were. So, do you now think that was, not a go?
No, those days, you see,
you didn't even have rapists were not even survivors. They were all committing suicide or they had to go to a quota or whatever. I mean, it was just so
those
badly
days,
handled.
see,
The whole concept of rape.
The filmmaking used to have a formula kind of a thing.
Yeah.
विलन होता था, उसके साथ में एक वैम्प होती थी, हीरो होता था, हीरोइन होती थी, हीरो का एक दोस्त कॉमेडियन होता था और विलन का एक बाप होता था जो सुतेला चाचा होता था या चाची होती
Yeah,
थी.
correct.
So and like that, things used to they cook up the stories like that. Family dramas होते थे.
Right.
और हमारी हीरोइन साड़ियाँ पहनती थी. तो क्या था, because it is all choreographed. It's not the real like raping is happening and all that kind of stuff. तो साड़ी पकड़ी, इसको खींचा, थोड़े हंसे, चबियाँ इधर आ जाओ, लड़ा. तो लाइक दैट काइंड ऑफ तेरे डायलॉग वाला तो विलन के मेरे होते ही नहीं थे.
Right.
तो दैट वाज द एक माँ होती थी, हीरो माँ की गोद में सर रख के गाना भी गाता था, माँ मुझे अपनी आंचल में छुपा ले. आजकल की माँ साड़ी नहीं पहनती तो कहाँ छुपाएगी, आंचल कहाँ से लाएगी वो. तो मेरी हीरोइन साड़ियाँ नहीं पहनती, मैं किसको खींचूंगा, आते हीरो आ जाएगा, बार बिठाई शुरू हो जाएगी.
So, when you look back at it, Do you think that was maybe not in very good taste?
No, I don't. Frankly speaking, I give the shot, I forget it there only.
Okay.
And then the heroine, which I am ruthless, catching her from here and all that. And then I used to pull her, and in her ear I used to say, hey, come on, now scratch my face with your nails. तो वो करते करके पीछे जाना, वो एक्टिंग करते. तो I used to, and they used to feel very comfortable, like that kind of stuff.
You were friendly with your heroines.
All my heroines,
cameras,
still
They were
everybody.
very comfortable
Oh
with
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So I even used to get calls for special appearance also. अरे वो कर देना गोली कभी किसी हीरो का कभी किसी का. तो मैं यार कोई वो काम थोड़ी है ले करते तो वो मैं सो रही हूँ धर्म जी सपने में आते हैं पुराना होता है. Even my distributors used to recommend. I'll tell you one small incident. I was shooting with Rishikesh Mukherjee.
Okay.
You know how he used to make clean pictures and all
Yes.
that. So his another picture I was doing called Lathi. So he was shooting for another film there. So a very big distributor from Punjab, Vakil Singh, was very famous with all topper, Raj Kapoor Saab and
East Punjab.
Dutt Saab and all big producers,
Yes. Yes.
So he was very popular. He used to buy those big films. Prakash Mehra and all that. I did a lot of films with Prakash Mehra. They never used to ask me. I'm there and they didn't have to ask me anything कि आप announce कर रहे हैं या नहीं कर रहे हैं. So he comes, myself and Rishida on the set when the lighting was going on. We were playing chess. So Rishida was very good in chess also. Hey गोली, अब साला तुम जीत जाएगा ना हम तुमको मिठाई खिलाएगा. मैं दादा क्या करूँ जीतने नहीं देते मूव कर रहा तो दिस डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर वाज सिटिंग देयर. ही टेल्स दादा आप दूसरी पिक्चर में जो वो बना रहे हैं आप धर्म जी के साथ आप वो हेमा है उसमें जिसमें आप गोली को डालिए ना उसमें. अरे नहीं यार वो हम वैसा पिक्चर नहीं बनाता है वो वाला पिक्चर नहीं बनाता है. अरे क्या नहीं बनाता है दादा नहीं हमारा स्टोरी में रोल नहीं है कैसा बनाएगा. तो ही गाइडिंग ही इज टेलिंग ऋषिकेश मुखर्जी डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर दादा इट्स वेरी इजी. दादा लुकिंग एट हिज फेस व्हाट इज ही गोइंग टू से. कहता दादा हेमा मालिनी सो रही है उसके सपने में रंजीत आता है. ही ट्राइज टू मोलेस्ट हर एंड देन शी स्क्रीम. धर्म जी शीशा तोड़ के आपके कमरे में आ जाते हैं बेडरूम में एंड दोनों की फाइट होती है. फिर वो रंजीत तो शीशा उठा के मारता है धर्म जी को पेट में. तो हेमा मालिनी ऐसे नहीं करके उठ जाएगी. वो फिर बाद में रियलाइज कर रही मैं तो सपना देख रही थी. दादा यू विल गेट रंजीत यू विल गेट एक्शन यू विल गेट दिस थिंग यू विल गेट मोलेस्टेशन सीन आल्सो. अरे चलो चाय पिया तुम जाओ.
So that was the way distributors thought those days.
Distributors,
Yeah, that's
and with the audience, when I go these days also, many people who have grown old seeing my films and all that, they tell us कि हम जब आपकी फोटो देखते थे धर्म जी की फोटो देखते थे बोले चलो यार ये पिक्चर देखते हैं
Okay.
कुछ ना कुछ मिलेगा इसमें.
Yeah.
तो that's good thing I
But it's
enjoyed.
okay. You were all right with that image that you had.
I never bothered.
Okay.
I never, frankly speaking, I never thought कि यार this is giving me a bad name or something like that.
Okay.
Till today, I don't go on the monitor कि मैं कैसा शॉट दिया है.
Okay.
I don't go. My director says okay, done. They call me sometimes. कोहली जी शॉट देखिए. अरे यार तुमने okay बोल दिया है. It's okay for me.
Okay.
And I never see movies. I must have done 500 films, maybe in every language I've worked.
Yes.
Recently I did a Nepali film also. And in my life I have not seen, I think as far as I remember, not more than 15-20 pictures.
Okay.
इसमें Guide was my first film which I saw in my life. That I saw so many times. I till today remember the dialogues of that film.
अच्छा.
उन्हीं दिनों में reduced rate पे एक black and white picture थी हम दोनों देव साहब की.
Dev sir.
Then this guy who brought me to Bombay, who was the reason to me to come to Bombay, he told me I must see films and this thing and ये वो. You have not done any theatre, you have not done college में पुराना में. So my life started with the movies, then television, and then comedy, and then I did 3 plays, stage plays, theatre.
Right.
उल्टा हो गया. वो भी उल्टा क्या हो गया. मैं वन डे आई वाज शूटिंग मुझे पता लगा यार Suddenly shot was ready and not somebody, they are not taking, what has happened? Why you not taking shot? ओ जी वो परेश रावल जो उसका थिएटर में शो था तो टाइम हो गया था इसलिए वो अभी कैंसिल किया शॉट, अभी दूसरा लगा रहे हैं. तो आई फेल्ट वेरी अनॉयड रादर बाकी उसका कंडीशन होगा कि यार मेरे प्ले का टाइम होगा तो मैं चले जाएगा.
करेक्ट.
बट आई डिडंट नो दैट. आई फेल्ट वेरी दिस थिंग हाउ सैड यार. बड़ी लाइटिंग हो गया, सब कुछ हो गया, रिहर्सल हो गया, बच्चे शॉर्टेज नहीं हुआ. तो आई टोल्ड दिस गाइज हु केम टू साइन मी एज एन एक्टर फॉर द थिएटर, आई सेड लुक आई एम इन द मूवीज़, कभी कैमरा चोक हो जाता है, कभी को फेलो आर्टिस्ट लेट आता है, कुछ भी होता है, वी हैव टू एडजस्ट और उसमें डिले भी हो जाती है. तो आपका तो पर्दा 7 बजे की घंटी बज जाएगी तो पर्दा खुल जाएगा. तो हैव टू बी देयर एंड इट्स नॉट पॉसिबल. तो इतने में नाजी आ गई, माई वाइफ. So I introduced them as a director, this thing, they want me to work in their play, there's a comedy play and Hanky Panky is the name of the play. And they have even come to know that on Saturdays, Sundays I don't shoot. They say our play is only on the Sundays and all that. So I can't accept it. So she told them, अरे इज बाई चांस का एक्टर है यार, स्टेज पे तो लाइव करना पड़ता है, ये है वो है, ही कांट डू ऑल दिस एंड ऑल दैट. And I got angry. I said, where is the paper? I'm okay.
Saying it right there.
I'm coming.
Okay, that was just to prove her wrong.
that was the reason to prove her that I can do that also.
Okay, okay.
And I enjoyed. We went abroad.
Okay.
And we did about 20 shows.
Oh, nice.
And it was nice.
Okay.
But बोलते हैं ना रोल में खो जाते हैं, डूब जाते हैं. I'm sorry, I never realized that. I never felt
you
that.
have never.
Okay,
you
line.
always just do your work. and
Yeah,
come
yeah.
out. Okay.
Once we were rehearsing in the swimming pool. डायरेक्टर के वेयर इज एवरीबडी, नोबडी इज देयर. तो बोले साहब और वो सब एक्टर्स जो है स्विमिंग पूल के अंदर लाइनें पढ़ रहे हैं अपनी. वी आर गोइंग थ्रू अवर लाइन्स दैट रीडिंग इज गोइंग ऑन. तो लाइक दैट फॉर फन
Right.
आई एंजॉयड दैट ऑल्सो. बट इट वाज नॉट दैट की उधर खो गए उसी रोल में, ऑल दैट काइंड ऑफ स्टफ. देयर वाज सपोर्टिंग कास्ट वाज देयर. दिस बॉय वर्कड इन wedding something, monsoon wedding. Parveen Dabas. He's from America.
Yes.
And Keshto Mukherjee's son, Bablu.
Okay.
They said, sir, you don't worry. If you forget any line, we'll give you some cue. So from there you start. I said, okay. अब मैं रात को सो रहा हूँ तो भी स्क्रिप्ट पढ़ रहा हूँ, गाड़ी में बैठा तो भी स्क्रिप्ट पढ़ रहा हूँ, पूरा एवरीबडी डायलॉग आई रिमेंबर्ड.
Okay.
तो मैंने उसको चाटा मारना था, ही फॉरगॉट हिज लाइन बिकॉज ही डिडंट सिंग प्रॉपर्ली. मैंने मारा तो थॉट एंड he forgot his lines,
He forgot his lines. Okay.
And I started laughing.
Yeah.
And the theater audiences, they're very smart, उसमें some commissioners or some Nana Chudasam was the sheriff of Bombay. He was sitting there in front. He came in the green room. Ranjit, you were laughing. मैं कहला क्या करे दादा, वो लाइन भूल गया. He's supposed to give me the cue. Anyway, तो ऐसा था.
Tell me, in society,
Yeah.
has your image ever affected you? How have people generally in society reacted to you?
I have left mark on my character, people whom I have not met. Why go far? I'll tell you on your face only. I had given you time for an interview when shuru mein.
Yes.
If you remember.
Yes.
कि I'll come to Sun and Sand Hotel.
Yes.
I'll pick you up. Then I'm going to Rajkamal.
Yeah.
You take my interview. I was very busy.
Right.
I forgot to pick you up. And then I felt terrible that girl, she must be sitting alone in the lobby. And people must be cooking ideas and all that. She's alone and all that. So I paged for you. There's one girl. But you had left. Bole, there's nobody. So then you told me later, I was wondering why you have called me to the hotel. So I didn't come. I was scared and all
I
that.
didn't come. Yeah, I didn't come only.
So
Yeah.
you didn't come
But
there
I
only.
नहीं,
So that was my image,
That's right.
So
yeah.
it happened.
And then I remember after that I interviewed you, went with you from shift to shift.
Yeah.
And I remember writing my story saying that this is a sheep in wolf's clothing.
Yeah. Oh, you can call anything,
Because your image is that of the wolf,
Then
but
once-
actually you're not.
Yeah, once Kapil Dev's sister-in-law was there. She had come for some medical treatment and all that. तो मेरा हाथ है ना ऐसे हाथ मिला के गले लगने गले, have a habit of like that, तो बेचारी घबरा गई. तो कपिल देव said, ये वैसा नहीं है जैसा तू समझती है. All that.
अच्छा, he knew you. He was
Yeah,
Kapil
he
and
used
you
to be
were
here very
close, yeah.
regular here, you know.
You were very close, I remember. You used to
Yeah,
play
yeah.
cards together and all
Yeah,
that
yeah,
also. Yeah.
And then once a very interesting thing happened with me in Delhi. My daughter Gigi was doing a fashion designing internship with one famous designer, Manish Arora.
Okay.
There's one in Bombay. The one is there he has mostly
Yeah.
Paris shows and all that kind of
Okay.
stuff. So she wanted to join him. So I called him up, Manish Ranjit बोल रहा हूँ यार, ऐसा my daughter, sir anytime and all that. तो वो चली गई दिल्ली. अब दिल्ली, you know, leaving your young daughter, grown up daughter, she is tall, ये वो, and alone. तो I used to अंदर से as a father, you know, I used to go to Delhi every Saturday, Sunday. So that people should know that I am there and she is
Yeah.
my daughter, you know.
Right, right.
Nobody know hanky business.
Right.
So she would take me out for dinner every night. Out some restaurants and all that. Most of the restaurants of Delhi I've seen with her.
Okay.
So a few times what happened, like tables are there, they're not very far away and all that. So I walked in with her. With high heels, she looks taller than me. And, you know, haram in naam, you know, I'm walking
Yeah.
into the restaurant. They used to give me those dirty, stinking looks, you know. This lecherous, this man, disgusting. बुढ़ा हो गया
girl,
है,
हाँ.
बुढ़ा हो गया, अभी तक भी जवान लड़कियों को लेके घूमता है ये वो. तो सुनने में आ जाता था, शर्म नहीं आती है इसको. तो जाके टेबल पे बैठता था.
And then at some point, Dad picked up that people are getting uncomfortable. So his modus operandi would be, we'd go to a restaurant, we'd sit down, the waiter would come and give him the menu, and he'd, on the top of his lungs, go like, मुझे मत पूछो, मेरी बेटी को पूछो, ये मेरी बेटी है, वो ऑर्डर करेगी, like just loudly to make sure everybody knows that he's not with a young woman, he's with his daughter. So yeah, that's probably one.
Okay, that's cute.
So they should know that I am with my daughter.
Yeah. Okay.
फिर वही आदमी आता था, सर माई वाइफ वांट्स टू हैव ए पिक्चर विद यू.
Okay.
माई डॉटर, यू आल्सो कम बेटा, आ जाओ पीछे, मैं इधर खड़े हो जाओ, ले लो, मैं सब सुना तुमने क्या बातें की है अभी.
Right.
और डांटते उधर क्या देखती है, खाना खाओ. All that.
Okay.
So like that.
Yeah.
So these are the
they
things.
have been a little.
Yeah, these are the
Sometimes
things.
people do take judgment seriously.
And after that, people love me also. I got a lot of love and affection, you know. I'm not that big actor,
You
but
were coming to you. What keeps you going at 80 apart from the fact that you got this from your parents?
believe me, darling, Abhi, I'm the eldest in the family, right? And I have a sister, she's the youngest. She's married, she's got kids and all that, Prana. So in this, क्या बोलते हैं? Generation. So I lost my brothers also, you know. So as far as I am concerned, how I promise you, during COVID days, तो ऐसे people never used to go out. I never felt lonely in my life today. Either I am painting, either I am gardening, either I am sleeping, and how the day passes, time passes, and I never miss anything. Maybe I am happy inside. I am not hunting for things around me.
Right.
So
And you're
I
still
am not
working.
greedy also.
And you're still working.
I still get offers.
Right.
मूड में आता काम करता हूँ, नहीं तो नहीं करता हूँ. और that is not an excitement. बाकी I get offers, that is a satisfaction.
Right.
I paint also, so just paintings are down somewhere and all that. एक दिन आपको फोटो में सब दे
Yes,
देगा.
we must do a round of your
Yeah.
beautiful house actually.
Yeah, house तो ठीक है darling, house is only walls. It's the
No,
people.
but what you've made of it.
Yes, you see the nature. You don't
Yeah.
have the chandeliers, you don't have the carpets,
Right.
you don't have Italian marbles.
That's right.
But now you get in the fragrance of Raat Ki Rani.
Yes, yes.
It's coming.
Yes, yes, I was
So that
going
is
there.
there. If you sit that corner,
Yes.
you'll get some rose smell.
That's right.
So like that kind of
Yeah,
stuff, you know.
yeah.
I like to
But
be with
nobody
the
will say
nature.
we're in the heart of Bombay,
Bombay,
that
yeah,
we're in
yeah.
the heart of Juhu.
It's like a
which
village,
is
you
such
know.
a busy
it's,
area.
It's like a village only.
Yes, it's
Yeah,
beautiful.
and I grow vegetables here, you know.
Fabulous.
And, did I tell you that I wrote a letter to PMO? They didn't answer me. Huh?
Acha, no.
Yeah, now what happened? Some cyclone had come, huh?
Yes.
Takote or something.
Yeah, yes.
Something like that.
That's right.
As it just for fun, I wrote a letter. I said, I'm Ranjit, film actor, turned into a farmer. The farmer agitation was going on those days.
Okay.
So this cyclone has ruined my crop and all that. Please, I don't know how to survive. I need some compensations. Please look into the matter. और फिर जवाब नहीं आया कुछ मेरे को पता नहीं है।
अच्छा, okay. अच्छा.
तो ऐसा है अभी। Have you seen red bindis in your life?
Red bindi.
Red color bindis.
Wow.
Now I can show you.
Wow.
I've now about 8-10 plants there.
Okay.
There are about 40 saplings are there. So red bindis will come.
Okay.
I have in my phone photographs of my last crop.
Wow.
Red magenta color, beautiful color.
Wow.
But taste is also nice.
अच्छा.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Great.
I have chiku here.
अच्छा.
I have mangoes here.
Okay.
I have amla. My
Wow.
friends, they have a drink and then they eat amla. So they pluck it.
Lovely. So it's
But,
all in your terrace garden.
Yeah, I've got amrud also.
अच्छा.
अमरूद को अंग्रेजी में क्या बोलते हैं? Guava, something.
Guava.
Guava, yeah.
That's
I've got shoeberry, you know, that shetut. That is also there.
okay.
तो मेरा तो खर्चा ही कुछ नहीं है.
Lovely, lovely. It's been so nice catching up with you, and I'm waiting to take a tour of your house.
टूर पूरा घर का तो नहीं, ऊपर ऊपर ही देख लेते हैं.
थोड़ा सो जितना देख सके.
क्या
Let's
देख-
let.
This is called Kamini. All flowers, you know, and the whole terrace.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they all birds come. The bachas had some party, so that is mostly in the morning, you know. And it's like rooms like
Very.
गाय भी पाला. You see this?
Yeah.
इसको ग्रास खिला दिया, सब घास खा गई है.
अच्छा.
बच्चा भी है इसका.
अच्छा. How nice. Guy. अच्छा. Nice, nice. Very nice. Really nice.
इसी में मजा आता है.
Yes.
I enjoy it.
Yes, we have to play that.
I cut
next
these
time.
grass, you know,
Yeah.
this thing.
Achha.
And this is the playing competition size. This is 8
Right.
feet.
Okay.
So I made
So we
this.
play that.
So like here.
Nice. Nice.
The next time we'll play, you have to go to the plane. Huh?
Yes.
This is mangoes. And this is the grapefruit, you know. Yeah. वो भी लगा नहीं, अभी निकाल दिया. This will grow big, you know, little bit. इसको क्या करते हैं, ये मेरे दोस्त है, you know, वो दारू के साथ ही इसको तोड़ के खाते हैं. बड़ा टेस्टी खट्टा होता है.